Hi, my name is Ranveer Brar and I'm the corporate chef with One World Cuisine. Today we are here at Shalimar in Cambridge. We're going to talk about lentils. All across India, lentils are a big staple. Just because there are so many varieties and so many colors, they kind of overwhelm us with what to pick up and how to use them. What we have here is the mung bean. It's very common in the north of India, and it needs high water to grow, and hence it grows a lot in mostly northern and northwestern India. This is a good lentil that can be cooked on its own, and then it also goes well with some other lentils. Now that's a fun thing about lentils, that you can actually cook each lentil on its own and yet also mix them and have a mixed lentil preparation. So you can actually out of this have like probably 15 lentil preparations which would not taste the same. Now any lentil is basically in three forms: the whole that we just saw, and then it's cracked. This is the same lentil that has been put in vibrating crushers and just cracked open. The advantage of this lentil is that it cooks really fast because the center, the protein is exposed. The other version of the lentils is dehusked and polished. Now, this is the same mung bean which has been dehusked, which has been cracked, sifted, dehusked, and then polished in like food grade rubber rollers. The biggest advantage of these lentils is that the washed lentils, as we call them, or the dehusked lentils, is that they cook really fast. It's like a 15-minute cooking time, and then they take on other flavors really well because they're a little more neutral and less full-bodied than the whole and the cracked varietals. This is the urad. This is the most commonly used lentil throughout India. Like, mung bean is a very North Indian, Northwest Indian phenomenon. The urad is it's a very pan-Indian phenomenon. It's a very pan-Indian lentil. That's the cracked version. The most commonly used version in Indian homes is the cracked version because it retains the fiber and yet cooks fast, and doesn't need a half hour of soaking. And this is the same lentil which has been dehusked and polished. This is used a lot in this form in the south of India for idlis, dosas. The third most common lentil it's called masoor, M-A-S-O-O-R. This is quite close in flavor and cooked texture to the pie lentils. Now this becomes the most interesting to look at when it's dehusked. So this is masoor. This is the fastest cooking lentil. The dehusked masoor cooks in 10 to 12 minutes, and it if we've got time to soak it for 10 minutes, then it actually cooks in like 10 minutes flat. This is the moat. Now this is a very Punjab phenomenon. This is not used cracked or washed because this is supposed to be the most meatiest of all lentils, and the whole fun of this is it's a special occasion lentil, so you have to soak it for an hour and cook it for an hour and a half on slow heat, and so this is like like being a Punjabi, it's an insult to this lentil to crack and dehusk it. There's another most commonly mixed lentil which is mixed with all these lentils, and that is the chana dal. This lentil can be mixed with any of these, and it kind of goes well. What this is dehusked Indian black chickpeas. So this actually is the same thing. It's very rarely used as a lentil preparation on its own, But the most common, like I said, the most common use is in combination with other lentils. It kind of it's more mealier, and it, so it substantiates the preparation, and accentuates the it goes really well with certain spices like coriander seeds, cinnamon. So it actually accentuates those spices out in the dal. And then we have the kidney beans. The most commonly used kidney bean varietals are either the red kidney beans or the black kidney beans. They would typically need an overnight soaking, and then long boiling for an hour and 15 minutes. A typical cooking method for any lentil is, if it's whole, we would soak it for a half hour, and then boil it with the spices till it really gets soft and kind of mashed up. These would need no soaking and would cook for 20-25 minutes, and would reach the same consistency. The washed lentils would actually cook in 15-20 minutes, need no soaking. So this is it's fast food by Indian standards. We boil them with turmeric, coriander, ginger, and onion, and keep boiling them till it becomes soft and a little bit mushy. In a separate pan, this is the interesting part. In a separate pan, take ghee or oil, take whole chilies if you want to. Otherwise, just take sliced onions, garam masala, or any spice mix that you really like, and saute them on real slow till they become golden. Add a little bit of curry leaf here, a little bit of chopped cilantro, and add the boiled lentils back into it. It's called tempering. So the oil, spice, onion bit is called tempering. It's done with any lentil preparation. And I forgot cumin there. So it's oil, cumin, whole cumin, onions, your spice mix, tomatoes if you want to put it, and then the boiled lentils that we have. And that's what's actually called a dal.